Stop killing black people, they not your enemy. They just real fucked up, the government fucked up their energy. All this murder music really fucking up the frequency. Got fluoride in their toothpaste and they fucks they brain out frequently. Real shit, stop eating meat, it's full of worms, full of parasites. People full of demons, get some sage, finna match life. If the crystals don't work, I got my gun, I might not fight. Bitch, I'm shining bright just like the sun, these niggas chasing light. I got my ancestors with me, they ain't letting that shit go. Yeah, the most I got a plan, if you not tapping, you won't know. All these niggas is Stocies, that's why they watching me grow high. When we get the planet back, I'ma throw us a surprise. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, ayy. All this weed is GMO, it's no more Mary Jane. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, ayy. I beat the fucking system in all of these different ways. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, ayy. All this weed is GMO, it's no more Mary Jane. It's a party.
The three types of consciousness on this planet. Explained. Number one, the Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness beings on this planet are the ones who naturally see beyond it. These types of beings find themselves constantly questioning reality and existence itself. These types of beings have a certain type of intuition that leads them to the truth. So naturally they find themselves rejecting tradition and becoming what you will call the black sheep of the family. These will be your mystics, your sages, your spiritual teachers, spiritual masters, the yogis of the world. These are the people who naturally feel very drawn to doing spiritual practices which get them more in tune with the knower of all things within themselves, which you will call God. They will perform austerities like fasting or celibacy or long meditation. Things that are meant to strengthen the mind, because these type of people understand naturally that through their mind they have the ability to make hot feel cold and to make cold feel hot. Also, in seeking knowledge, these types of beings will naturally go within themselves through meditation and spiritual practice in order to attain that knowledge. The second type of consciousness is the intellectual. These types of beings, in their desire to know self and know reality, will go outside of themselves in order to get the answers. While the yogi or the mystic goes within and studies the unseen in order to know the answers and the truth of reality. The intellectual will look outside of themselves and study the phenomena of the material universe in order to know the truth of reality. These type of people who embody this consciousness are your physicists, your psychologists, your high-level scientists in this world, mathematicians, etc. And your third type of consciousness in this world are what you will call the bot. Your bots are your people who usually don't question reality or existence at all, or have no interest in understanding higher truths of this reality. So because of this, your bots find themselves within this reality simply submerged in the matrix, in their sense expressions, being slaves to their senses themselves. The only things that are real to a bot are just the things which they can perceive with their senses. It is because of this quality of their consciousness that the bots can be looked at as the Agent Smiths of this reality. The bot is the person in this reality who gets their basic programming on this world from the time that they're a child, and then usually runs with that same programming all throughout their life. The bot is like the person who all their life they scream, "Jesus is my Lord and Savior," but they never stop to question what Jesus truly is. They never question the doctrine that they got. And ultimately, when you present them with information which contradicts their programming, they hit you with that fluoride stare. This is what you would call cognitive dissonance, where two contradictory beliefs or ideas are held in the mind. Like the people who are all about animal rights and stuff like that, but then at the same time they're eating eggs and steak for breakfast every day. Understand that these three types of consciousness, they all exist within yourself. And understand that the key to attaining a higher level of consciousness is to attain a knowledge of self. Follow my page if you seek a knowledge of self. Peace be to the gods on earth.
Female representation today is trash. Matter of fact, it's below trash. It is a dumpster fire that a bunch of hobos had a circle jerk over. Mainstream media and government give us extremes like Pearl, who is an Uncle Tom to all women, or Jada Pinkett Smith, who is literally the epitome of female narcissism. Where we do have intelligent women like Candace Owens, they only put their little puppet in front of our face where it furthers whatever agenda her sponsor is trying to promote. Cardi B literally took a dump on Instagram Live, and we laughed this indecency off. Kim K sucked her way to $1 billion bandwagon just so her and her plastic husband-hopping sisters could collectively make us feel physically inadequate. So we're perpetually chasing this bad bitch image, which, by the way, got every single one of them dumped, divorced, ditched, or cheated on national television for our viewing pleasure, by the way. And if that's not bad enough, you turn into the VMAs, where every female performer is reciting slut rap half naked, scissoring their counterpart or twerking on stage. The only feminists that do gain any traction are bull dykes that hate men while simultaneously trying to look like one, or transgender women who are attempting to eliminate the classification of women while bashing men, introducing this new form of misogyny that I can't even begin to wrap my fucking head around, all under the guise of fake tits and wigs. And to further that,
you cannot convince me otherwise that Sexy Red is not an industry plant that was put here to help finalize the destroying of the black woman image. They was already had us under attack, and she was here to just finalize the process. The way they trying to force her on us is just crazy. Like, I wanted to go see Drake, but once I found out Drake had her opening for him, absolutely not. Absolutely not am I going to support anything that thing is behind. I'm not supporting it, right? This is the reason why it's time to separate. It's time to separate as black women, because ain't no way I'm about to be associated with that and Suki Stankiana. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. At this point, separation has to happen. It's one thing to make trashy music. That is a different level of trash. That's a different level of trash. Kaya's My Neck, My Back, it was bad. Trina and Trick Daddy.
Lost my virginity and turned into a hoe. Every single line is written to destroy society. This girl, Sexy Red, is just a puppet for these labels. She doesn't write any of these lyrics. They find the most ratchet, used up, hood, disgusting woman, put her in a wig, give her some chains, and then hand her a piece of paper and say, destroy society. We'll give you $3 million over several years. Say these lines into a microphone over an 808. You'll make a lot of money, and she's gonna spend it on alcohol, more twerking, never improve. The people who really profit are the people behind the scenes. She's just a puppet for Satan. The quote from these rappers is always like, they hating on me cause I'm up. No, the reason that people hate you is because you are doing Satan's bidding. Literally. Dress her up in clown makeup and a clown outfit, and then give her Satan lines. That's what music is now. It's actually just Satanism.
Y'all know why the vibe be so off in some of the black clubs, man. We really be in there trying to have a good time listening to 30 straight serial killer songs. Like, we really in there trying to have a good time and vibe out to murder music. We in there hypnotized. We damn near all done lost somebody to violence. That's why we all in there on the verge of socking some shit. Cause we keep listening to serial killer music. These young mad ass talk about hitting somebody with a switch. Man, 30 clip, slide. Man, we in there drunk. We really hypnotized listening to this devil. I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't like some of the music, but it be like, man, how's we partying, trying to have a good time listening to murder music? This psychopath for real. Like, man, we gotta start switching it up, man. And something gotta change, cause that really, like.
Sean Diddy Combs was accused in a lawsuit Thursday of subjecting R&B singer Cassie to a years-long relationship that included beatings and rape. Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, alleged in the suit that Combs brought her into his fast-paced and drug-fueled lifestyle not long after she met him and signed to his label when she was 19 and he was 37 in 2005. Combs' attorney denied the allegations. Ventura said that after years in silence and darkness, she is ready to tell her story.
Miss Ventura savagely. These beatings were witnessed by Mr. Combs' staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment and Mr. Combs' related businesses, but no one dared to speak up. That's so fucked up, dude. His own employees were scared to come forward because they don't want to, they don't want to put their family in danger or themselves in danger. Following these episodes of horrific abuse, Mr. Combs would immediately attempt to hide Miss Ventura and the evidence of his violent rage. He often showered her with the gifts following incidents of physical violence. This is just textbook douchebaggery right here. That's what this is, boys. Frequently reminded her of his ability to cause serious harm, whether by requiring her to carry his gun, blowing up a car of a musician. Oh, it was a musician. Okay. Illegal substances and threats of violence. Every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him. Many went as far to explicitly state that her failure to return to him would hinder her success in the entertainment industry. Wow. Clearly he was telling them to say that to her too. When she believed that she had finally separated from him, she joined Mr. Combs for a dinner, after which he forced her into her home and R-worded her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. She now fully escaped him, but the harm and the assaults and sexual abuse caused her experience for nearly a decade will forever haunt her. She requires intensive medical and psychological care to recover from her trauma. She cannot, however, continue to live in silence about what she endured. She remains immensely powerful and dangerous. She seeks justice for decades of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence. At all relevant times, Mr. Combs met the definition of an employer of the plaintiff. Shit. So he's technically, yeah, he's an employer because she's signed to his record label. Within a year of signing, he became deeply entrenched in Miss Ventura's life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her, inserting himself into all aspects of her career and personal life. After rehearsal for their performance on MTV, Mr. Combs walked around in a robe with a drink in his hand, flaunting his lavish party lifestyle to his label's newly signed artists. During hair and makeup leading up to the performance, Miss Ventura's hairstylist and Mr. Combs' makeup artist told her that he was interested in her. She shrugged it off as gossip, emphasizing the age and power dynamic early on in their working relationship. Yeah, this is like clearly, you know, this guy his power dynamic because he was her boss and was rich as and he's just clearly not mentally stable. Like, what else can you say besides this? I mean, after returning to New York after a Las Vegas trip, during which she endured a brief hospital stay, who by then was fully healthy, went out to a club with her friends. When Mr. Combs saw her out, he reprimanded her, telling her to go home and take care of herself. At the time, she thought that her record label was looking out for her well-being, and that Mr. Combs had her best interest in mind. Mr. Combs also ensured he was intertwined with Miss Ventura's personal and social life, for instance, by inviting himself to Miss Ventura's 21st birthday. He also brought along famous musicians and producers. I always find it so fucking weird. Like, obviously it's legal for someone to date someone above 18 and you're like, you know, 40. Like, he was 37 and she was 19 or whatever. But what the do you talk about with someone that young? Like, that's so weird to me still. Like, even if it's legal, it's just weird as fuck. Like, what are you gonna conversate about? You're literally double their age. You could be their father. It must be so awkward. Like, it's creepy. He knew she was in a relationship at the time, nevertheless pursued her on her 21st birthday party, pulled her into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. She did not consent to this. She immediately ran to the bathroom and hotel suite and cried. She told her best friend at the time was too scared to tell anyone else. The second part is luring her into a relationship. He demanded to spend time with him in Miami and New York. He picked her up from her apartment in Manhattan in a blue luxury vehicle. He was already drunk when he picked her up, handed her a pill and told her to take it. He dismissed her when she asked what it was. She later learned the pill was ecstasy. He proceeded to drive recklessly at very high speeds down the West Side Highway of Manhattan. She was too scared to say anything. So this guy's just casually putting her life in danger over and over. He paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party hosted by her. This fake posting allowed Miss Ventura to have an excuse to go to Miami and get her away from her boyfriend by using the guise of a legitimate event she had to attend. Bro made her fake an event to get her away from her boyfriend? What? That's crazy. After providing her with drugs in Miami, had intercourse during this trip, okay, with 2 years of meeting her, Miss Ventura found herself into the immediate circle of her boss, the owner of her record label, and one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry. Mr. Combs exerts control over her career and personal life. Part 3, 20-year age difference, as well as their relative positions in the entertainment industry. With Mr. Combs considered a music mogul, he bought her a car, paid for her apartment, provided her with extensive amounts of designer clothing. 2008 and 2009, they lived in Manhattan. He showed her the apartment with her parents present. Her parents were skeptical of his displays of wealth at first. He paid for her apartment in Los Angeles, which was 5 minutes away from his house, purchased a Jaguar for her in 2013 and 2014. All aspects of her life were controlled by Mr. Combs or his management companies. Every event Miss Ventura attended, from the travel to the makeup and clothing, was paid for directly by him and his companies. Secured control of her young and impressionable Miss Ventura by introducing her to a drug-fueled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. He had a prescription in Miami and she was getting pills from that. Exhausted his supply of pills. He demanded her to go get a prescription too. Wow. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is like almost so much things in this, like so many little details, that it would be insane for it not to be true. You know, I'm saying 99.99% chance this is all true. Maybe some of it's, you know, fabricated or over-exaggerated, but it seems to all be true. I mean, this guy's a piece of shit for sure. Ownership over her, manipulated her, and it ensured obedience early on in their relationship. He wanted her to call him Pop Pop because that's what she called her grandfather. Oh, this guy's a narcissist, dude. Like, he just demands, like, the highest level. That's so cringe. Part 4 is when it becomes violent and abusive. Using drugs together in his home, one of his security staff barged in and announced that Suge Knight, a longtime rival, was spotted on Mel's Drive and Diner in Los Angeles. He began getting dressed and retrieved multiple guns from a safe and ran out of his home. Absolute psycho. He's about to crash out. Multiple times each year, Combs would violently beat her, leaving bruises on her body. After every instance which he beat Miss Ventura, uses money and power to orchestrate extensive efforts to hide it. Hotels for days at a time. Yeah, this is just like unreal. What a scumbag. He beat her inside of an Escalade, forced her out of the vehicle on 5th Avenue in New York. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, where she cried, realizing she couldn't tell anyone about it because of how powerful he was. 3 days hiding in her apartment. In January 2009, Mr. Combs learned that she talked to another man, a music manager, at a party. He became enraged. She hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further her growth in her career, and he would be happy for her. But instead, he became angry, pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, he beat her, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. His security staff stole it. Roger Bonds tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. Attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. I mean, like, holy, this is just never ending. This guy's a goddamn scumbag. Upon realizing the damage he had done in physical evidence, panicked and forced his staff to bring Ms. Ventura to a hotel suite at the London, Los Angeles, required to stay for a week. So he's kidnapping her to hide her injuries over and over for years on end. She's also f***ing signed to him. This is insane.
It's only been one day and they have already reached a settlement. It's Friday night. Cassie and Diddy released a statement saying that they came to an agreement, and you know he paid the big bucks. In her statement, Cassandra Ventura says, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support." Sean Combs released a statement saying, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." I know some people might be disappointed that she settled, but you know what? The damage is done. There's no coming back from this. I'm sorry. If you thought that the paperwork she filed was explosive, can you imagine what would have come out in court? You know, and I know she had witnesses. He was going to go down. Even though she decided to settle, this has opened Pandora's box. I can almost guarantee that there are going to be so many more women and men that come forward. I bet you his attorneys were like, hurry up, let's get this done. He's probably never signed a check so fast.
There's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Mm-hmm. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is all gone.
Kirk Franklin is a well-known gospel artist. He said at the 2022 BET Awards that the lion and the lamb shall bow down to the goat. In a freestyle rap. Watch this.
I was a dirty bitch, now me and God in sync. Like Big and J and Nas, the great scapegoat. The lion and the lamb will bow down to the goat. The lion and the lamb will bow down to the goat.
Kirk Franklin said the lion and the lamb shall bow down to the goat. It's no way this can slip out of your mouth. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. What's in a person comes out of a person. And I noticed over the years, Kirk Franklin been compromising. Recently, he made a song with Lil Baby, a gangster rapper who is well known for promoting violence, drugs, and degrading women. And Kirk Franklin on the stage with him, performing. Now, I understand if he's preaching the gospel to him, because that's exactly what we're supposed to do. But there's nowhere in the Bible where God sent these leaders to go and sing and entertain the world with their little G gods. The Bible said, come out from among them and be ye separate, say ye the Lord. I'm going to give you scriptures because I want you to understand what's going on. John chapter 1 and verse 29. The next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him and saith, behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. Notice here, Jesus is the Lamb of God. Let's keep reading. Revelation chapter 5 and verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, have prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. I want you to notice in Revelation chapter 5 and verse 5, Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So since we cleared who the lion and the lamb is, let me show you who the goat is. Take a look at this. This is the goat-headed image of Baphomet. This statue represents Lucifer and his followers. So how in the world you get this mixed up? Where Jesus is bowing to the goat? Y'all better pay attention. Watch and pray, because God is exposing. Don't let nobody deceive you. The word is already settled in heaven. The goat is Lucifer, and Lucifer is defeated by the blood of the Lamb. And I heard some people say it. He was calling Jesus the goat, the greatest of all time. That's earthly. That's worldly. You never attach goat to the name of Jesus, because the goat is a symbol of Lucifer. The world celebrates what he just said because they understand who the goat is and what the goat represents. You don't have to judge a person's heart. Their words going to reveal what's in their heart, because words is the fruit of the heart. It's the evidence of what's in a person's heart. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. All you have to do is pay attention to what they're saying. You'll know the tree by the fruit it bears. You think they're going to invite a real man of God at the BET Awards? Somebody who's going to preach repentance and call out their abominations? They're not going to invite him to come and speak. They're going to get a lukewarm Christian that compromise and act just like them to put on a show at their degrading event. The devil is a lie. At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord of Lords and King of Kings.
My birthday. I will go live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will go live. There will be a fish fry, pony rides for the kids, and a domino tournament for all the deacons that drink beer and love Jesus. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will go live on Instagram for my birthday.
And I feel like everybody is missing a very important factor. And that is the boy Kodak has been placed under MK Ultra mind control and has been compromised since 2017 when he made that song Spar, featuring Dreezy and Black.
Man, what if everything hurricane harvest, son? These people control the rain, these people be digging bonkers up. But they only got 2 more years of slavery.
And on that song, if y'all remember, he exposed the industry. You know what I'm saying? He said some things that he can't take back. These people got weather control. These people been digging bunkers up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kodak was in tune with everything before they took control of him completely. Kodak came in the game with a hit song. Being so young, he was blinded and influenced to join these secret societies. And when being initiated, they exposed the truth to Kodak. They showed him bonkers underground weather machines. They told him the true history and what was going on cosmically and spiritually. They told him about the 6,000 year reign before our people took back the planet. And how do you think at such a young age and growing up in the poverty-stricken area with poor education, Kodak knew about weather control and underground bunkers and the 6,000 year reign of the Draconian and Caucasian race? You know what I'm saying? What do you say on that song? And they only got 2 more years of slavery to do harm to us. I feel like Kuta Kinte, nigga, I'm the one who fought for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you know about the 6,000 year reign? You know what I'm saying? What do you know about the age of Aquarius and the age of information? You know what I'm saying? The golden age where we would be released from these mental shackles of this matrix. You know what I'm saying? What do you know about that? And he also had another song called Malcolm X, where he talked about being the reincarnation of Toussaint Louverture, the revolutionary Haitian who fought and helped win the battle against the French. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, Kodak been talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. And with these type of lyrics, it can cause young black men to think and carry themselves different. And we all know the industry don't like none of that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like no uplifting, no jewels being dropped, none of that. They be on point with all of that. And around that time, we began seeing Kodak start to get locked up back to back around 2018. You know what I'm saying? Around the time when them songs drop. Because once you start acting like you want to step up and speak out, the elites begin throwing certain situations into your life, using your character and your personality against you. The same thing Dirk did to Vine. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. And that's when I believe Kodak Black caved, because they kept locking Kodak Black up, kept hitting him with charges. They hit him with sexual charges, gun charges, rehab. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he caved. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's when he offered up that sacrifice, which was Wiz the Wizard. You know what I'm saying? A rapper that was under the Sniper Gang label. And you remember Kodak had previously had differences with him. You know what I'm saying? It probably feels as if, like, okay, if I make this sacrifice, that'll keep me at high standards with the industry. And it did for a while, you know what I'm saying? But he knew, and they knew, that he had made an unforgivable mistake. It had to be neutralized. And instead of killing him, they locked him up and placed an entity inside of him to manipulate and control his avatar, or they put him under MK Ultra mind control, man. Facts. Because you got to think about it. They couldn't risk a multi-platinum selling artist with influence across the globe speaking out and exposing the secrets they took an oath to protect. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Why do you think they kept locking him up and he kept coming out looking totally different than what he did before? Because those mind control procedures sometimes take 3 to 4 times, especially if the subject has a strong mental resistance. You know what I'm saying? So back to what I was saying. And after being cloned, or they either clone him or put him completely under. You know what I'm saying? MK Ultra mind control. You know what I'm saying? You seen him come out with blonde hair, like all the initiates do, which is a symbolization of being under mind control. You know what I'm saying? And he came out acting bad. Y'all seen he came out promoting meth in every other song, talking about I want a shot of the meth and we doing meth, and promoting the consumption of fake pills. And I knew I had a fake perk, I still ate it. Like, I'm a gremlin and all of this, you know what I'm saying, constantly. And I knew right there it was just a matter of time before they took Kodak completely out. You know what I'm saying? What we are watching is predictive programming. They are preparing us mentally for the sacrifice of Kodak Black. The end of his character is near. And that's facts. That is why you are seeing his deterioration on live, bro. They're showing every time. You know what I'm saying? You had somebody sitting there recording this man while he was going through some type of mental breakdown or some type of high. He was either high or something, or, you know what I'm saying? You got to think, like, and they probably just had him in a back room, you know what I'm saying, torturing him mentally, got him You know what I'm saying? All messed up, and they recording that and putting that out. That's just how these elites do. You know what I'm saying? And then they make it seem like that's just him on the live, but that's them recording him on live. And he tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't hear the things that he was saying. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of games that they play. You know what I'm saying? They are preparing us for the sacrifice of Kodak Black. Watch. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to this shit.
It's like, is it some fucking Republican Democratic shit? I don't know. Somebody might be a fan of this president, and other shit. But my code, bro. That's just whatever it is. I know I appreciate, bro. I knew I was calling fan, and it's like y'all wouldn't make it a thing. When I look at it, I'm like, well, all of a sudden now y'all want to put this shit as a random. I missed the drug test. When nobody notified me. Where nobody notified me, nobody ain't hit my lawyer, nobody ain't hit me, nobody sent them emails and put no hazard alert like he need to come, tell him come, and none of this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get that, 'cause I know that's what y'all already waiting on, but y'all gonna have all this shit before I get to that.
Because Kodak Black got that Haitian bloodline. He in tune with his Haitian roots. You know what I'm saying? You see, he be talking about Toussaint Overture, and you know what I'm saying? He speak a lot about, you know what I'm saying, certain revolutionaries. And you know what I'm saying? They can't keep Kodak Black silent. You know what I'm saying? They can't keep Kodak Black silent. They never could for too long. That's why Kodak Black never win no awards. He don't get no acknowledgement. He gets no credit from the industry, even though he one of the top artists that's in the game right now. One of the best artists musically in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? But they not gonna give him no credit, no acknowledgement. He not gonna win no awards. That's why you see Kodak crying out all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because he know he blackballed and he marked for death. That's why you see him slowly falling and falling lower and lower. And eventually they gonna kill him and blame it on an overdose or put a clone out here to continue to carry out the agenda. Facts, it never ends. And I can get on here and keep it surface based and blame it on the drugs and addiction and, oh, you know, he just high and he just need to go to rehab. But we all know it's way deeper. We all know it's way deeper than that, especially once you sit down and do the research. It's right in your face. Signs and symbols for the conscious mind. Pay attention. Why do y'all think Jack Boy got away from Kodak? Jack Boy was hip. Jack Boy was conscious. He peeped what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He's very in tune with his Haitian roots. He actually from over there and be going back and forth from over there. So I know he's in tune with the spiritual war and all of this was going on in the industry. Why you think he said that about Kodak? You know what I'm saying? What he said?
You talking about everybody? No, you have money, whoa. I can't go against a nigga got money. Cause niggas still trying to make it out the hood. So they, oh yeah, he a real ass nigga. You pinch a nigga's nipples. You ain't no real ass nigga. You ain't no soldier, nigga. You pinch. Man, I'm glad I ain't was around for that shit. Then Donald Trump let you out on some wild party shit. Boy, you ain't about to sacrifice me, boy. I ain't hanging around your ass. You talking about pull up. I don't want to hang out with you, boy. You ain't about to sacrifice. Nah. I'm not making a little bitch ass, man.
On live, like, man, I ain't about to come hang around you. I don't want to squash nothing. I ain't about to be around you, man. You done got pardoned by Trump. You probably cloned. You ain't about to sacrifice me. You know what I'm saying? Jack Boy knew this. Yeah, man, Jack Boy was hip. You know what I'm saying? He definitely knew, like, oh man, they got their hands on that boy. He definitely on that, you know what I'm saying? He definitely on that type of time. He definitely about to sacrifice me. I'm gonna go on and separate myself right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see Jack Boy nowhere around Kodak. You know what I'm saying? He got far away from that boy. He know that's not the real Kodak in that body. He know that's not the real soul and spirit that he grew up, you know what I'm saying, knowing and loving. You know what I'm saying? He know that's not his homeboy no more. That's why he got right away from that nigga. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he came out, he's like, oh man, you done got pardoned by Trump. You with them people, man. Like, you ain't about to sacrifice me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta start paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And even though one of Kodak lives, he on the live and he like, oh man, the real Kodak locked up on
these sunglasses. There's no sun in here. And you being disrespectful. I need to be able to see you, right? So he laughing and I walk to the other side of the stage. I come back. I said, you think I'm playing? If you don't take them damn glasses off, Roseanne, he lifted up his glasses and everything was black.
Oh, he didn't have any eyes?
Did you hear what I said?
What?
Everything was black.
A lot of child stars grow up to be kind of messed up. They have a lot of problems sometimes, man. You know, alcohol, drugs, depression. You know, how hard is it for a person growing up in the spotlight and then they get to be an adult? You know what I'm saying? Like, how hard is that life right there?
The thing about it is, it's not even about the life. See, we have all gone through what we don't know is this experiment, and it's kind of trippy, right? So they have your parents, okay? You get a baby by your parent, and then parents, right, that you don't know is your parents, they take disappear. When they disappear, you're supposed to go ape shit crazy. It's called MK Ultra. This is what we've all been going through, and we are all just waking up.
Hey, there's niggas out here that's cloned, man. Hey, Gucci Man was a clone. You know, everybody likes to say clones. Do you feel like cloning humans is close and that's coming? Do you feel like we'll have the ability to clone a
Cloning has already started.
It has already started.
Back in the day, it used to cost $50,000. Who knows how much it costs now? If you ever notice a rapper first, everything's fine. Then something goes wrong. They get out of line. They end up in jail. They come back looking totally different. And it's up to us if we're going to let them play in our face or if we're going to go, that ain't him. And then speaking of they cloned Tyrone, isn't Jamie Foxx a part of that?
He came out looking. They were like, "Where's the tattoo?
Where's his tattoo on the back of his head?"
They showed a picture of him.
He was in like McDonald's or Wendy's or some damn where. It looked like the clone was just testing itself out. Like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Let's see what's going on. I'm happy to be in the world. It seemed like the clone was literally testing himself out. But my thing is, where was the tattoo on the back of his head? And it just makes you wonder, like, do they do this shit to, like, play with us, to, like, see if we know, to see if we still dumb, to see how many of us are dumb, to see how many of us are brainwashed so they can know how many more to continue to brainwash? It gets tricky, but clones do exist. The people who I think are clones are Gucci Mane, Kodak Black. I really, really, really hope and pray they didn't get my boy NBA, because I love NBA Youngboy and he was a certain type of way before he went to jail. And then when he got out of jail, he started painting his nails black and wearing his gothic makeup and standing all gay and shit. And it's like, Nick, he was not doing none of that. Like, he was so hood and real, and I still love his music. I just don't know who these artists is when they get out of jail and they change like that. Like, who are they?
Man, you don't believe in like just self-transformation? Like, let me work on myself to maybe I want to start painting my nails. I believe it at that.
But what is making them really paint their nails? Like, I don't know. And then it's like Kodak Black, he acts different. When he first got out of jail, he was grabbing his mama booty and he was dancing with his mama and gripping her, his own mom. Like, I don't know. And I pray that it's not as weird as I think. But something telling me it is.
Oh, it is as weird as you think it is. Trust and believe that's even weirder. So let's look at the numerology. The elites have a secret language of symbols and numbers. This is called gematria, and it comes from Jewish Kabbalah mysticism going back to Babylon. If you go on truthmafia.com, go to the gematria calculator, and you can look at these codes for yourself. Now, clone equals 23, matching drone, anti-vaxxer, cursed, COVID AI, and black magic. And remember, Jamie Foxx, before he got cloned, he had the whole COVID situation. Remember that? This ties into the black goo, known as the graphene. And when we see this black goo crying symbolism in the eye, that is the drone symbolism. So we see clone and drone have the matching 23, and look into the enigma of the number 23. You can see this number connected to a lot of natural disasters and just crazy events, right? And the reflection of 23 is 32, which Nephilim is 32. It's Nephilim fallen angel technology. Now, we see them walking around Hollyweird with this black eye. Well, when you see them with the black eye, this is right after they have been droned. So they can transfer the consciousness of these archons into one of these celebrities. That's what they're doing. So the new clone, they could transfer the consciousness of one of these interdimensional things that they're working with, whatever they are. And if you look at the ancient hieroglyphs in Egypt, you'll see a serpent going through the left eye, always through the left eye. And what it does is it's a nano worm. It goes in, it wraps around the optic nerve, taking over the consciousness of the host. That's droning. It's called soul scraping. So we always see this black goo symbolism with the nanobots that take over the host and go through the eye. We see it over and over. That's called predictive programming, which is called revelation of the method, a form of lesser magic, truth in plain sight. And remember, I did a video earlier showing you the queen touching the globe before she died, the 3 strands of DNA lighting up, and this has to do with mixing the iron and clay. Well, mixing the iron and clay is 66, matching corona and black goo. And they want to add 3 strands of 22 to your DNA. The 3rd strand laced with nanotechnology. Well, 3 strands of 22, 22 plus 22 plus 22 equals 66. And if you look, the 66th book of the Bible is where they start talking about the mark of the beast. It's mixing the tech with the flesh, mixing the iron and clay.
Are these celebrities immortal? And do you really think it's a coincidence that all of these celebrities have historical lookalikes? All of the people they look alike are historical figures which have done something major in the past. I'm not saying they are the same person. However, this raises suspicion. What do you think? Take a look for yourself with an open mind and ask yourself, do you really understand the truth about this reality? I know what you're probably thinking. How could they possibly live this long? There is a whole world of occult knowledge that we, the public, do not have access to, which is hidden within the high degrees of Masonry and Knights Templar and secret societies. You have no clue how deep the rabbit hole gets.
Everybody that has gotten to the top has put on a dress. And most of the time, when you play a gay role, it's just to shut down black masculinity. It's to shut it down, to kill the alpha.
There is a systematic effort to destroy every black male entertainer's image. They want us all to have an actress by name. Comdey raped a white woman in Colorado. Dr. Cosby raped 37 bitches and still counting. Nobody leaves this business clean. Michael Jackson fucked little white children.
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan gambled.
Right, and then his dad got killed.
You understand?
They tried to tie that.
You're not going to die clean.
I mean,
some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
How became the prince of a town called Bel Air?
Weeknd tells a story of an artist selling their soul in the music industry in these 3 music videos. It starts off with him performing at a club and everyone just looks unamused and no one likes his music. Until this mysterious man sits down, and I think this is representative of the devil, and you'll understand why in a second. This man throws his lighter at the Weeknd on stage, he bursts into flames, and now everyone loves his music. Now in the next music video, he's seen burying his old self, but once he's done, the mysterious man comes back and finds him. The Weeknd then shoots him in the music video to try and get rid of him. He dramatically falls down and passes away, and then the Weeknd gets into a car, remember this car, and drives away. Now the last music video, The Hills. The Weeknd slowly comes out of a crashing car, the same exact car. Once he gets out, he goes inside of his room, and it is filled with this dark demonic energy with the same guy there and 2 girls, and the Weeknd has the most empty look on his face. An artist or an actor, thank God when they're accepting an award, keep this in mind.
Some other religions, particularly if you're a fundamentalist Christian or if you have Christian values, a lot of people frown upon that. Why do you think that is, and have you had difficulties with that?
I don't know if I haven't had difficulties. I have had, and I won't throw any people under the bus, but I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. And there were people in the crowd that I have prayed with before dinners many times. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people go to clap, but then notice that, whoa, this could be a bad thing on my resume, and then sit back on their hands.
Uzi has a game to play. How many times can you say his name? Uzi, 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 6.
Lil Uzi Vertical's long-awaited concert tour has officially begun, and some fans are saying they felt like they were a part of some type of ritual. Now before I show you the rest of the clip, you heard that girl say that Uzi has a game to play. How many times can you say his name? And she says it 6 times. Now if you keep repeating his name, Lil Uzi Vert, it starts to sound like the name Lucifer, and it's no coincidence she said it 6 times, the devil's number. Now watch the rest of this clip and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on the rest of his concert tour. This man is going around throwing crosses on stage at demonic concerts. I'll show you the full clips in a second, but first he went to a Playboi Carti concert, and recently he did it at a Lil Uzi Vert concert. So Playboi Carti, just like Lil Uzi, always has upside down crosses at his concerts. I mean, he even has the word Satan tattooed on his neck. Even his merch straight up has Baphomet and the pentagram and all the symbolism on it. So the video is kind of hard to see, so I'm just gonna explain what's going on. This guy goes to the very front of Playboi Carti's concert and holds a cross up in his face, and then they show his reactions, saying that he stared at him for 2 straight songs. And recently he did it at Uzi's concert, except he threw it on stage. And if you saw my most recent video, there was some weird dark stuff going on at this concert, like some type of ritual of repeating his name. And he's the same way as Cardi, he loves his upside down crosses. So he goes to the very front of the stage like he did last time, throws it to him. He actually catches it, but he immediately flips it upside down. Now I'm telling you, for him to